Today's featured weapon is gonna be killer. I mean, it's gonna blow your mind and knock your socks off and leave your feet smelling fresh. What am I talking about? Soap on a rope. Soap on a rope has a long-standing history of being one of the worst Father's Day presents ever. That's because you don't know the whole story. Now, the soap on a rope being used as a weapon dates back 3,000 years, clear back to the ancient Jews. Back in the ancient times, there was a big battle going on. I mean, people were being slaughtered left and right until finally they just said, hey, you know what, let's just get two of our best guys, put them together, and whoever wins, wins. It's like an Xbox tournament that way. Now, the Philistines brought forth this guy. His name was Goliath. The guy was 9.5 feet tall of pure intimidation. I think he must have been a linebacker or maybe a professional wrestler. I mean, this guy was intense. As he walks around, you feel the earth shake, and then you feel a little trickle down your pants. Now the Hebrews, they were terrified. They were shaking in their sandals. They had no clue how they were going to take on this 9.5 foot tall giant. That's where David comes in. He wasn't allowed to be in the army. He was too young. David was stuck at home during the war, washing the sheep that his brothers left behind. That's where the soap on a rope comes in. But his mom, who really loved David's brothers, decided, hey David, why don't you go take your brothers some sandwiches? Apparently they were out of K rations. So David packs up his soap on a rope and heads out to the battlefield with his little picnic basket, you know, like Little Red Riding Hood. And he delivers the sandwiches to his brothers. The brothers are telling him what's going down on the battlefield. Hey, you see that big mountain over there? Yeah, that's Goliath. And everybody was terrified. And David, you know, typical teenager, is like, I don't see what the problem is. He's only 9.5 feet tall. I can take out a guy that's 30 or 40 feet tall. What's the matter with you? You guys are in the army. He said, what are you, some kind of sissies? And the brothers were a little bit offended by little brother's words. You know, words hurt. And of course, if you're the older brother, you do not want your little brother saying things like that. That's just like instant noogie, you know, just right there. The older brother said to David, well, hey, if you think you're all that and a bag of chips, why don't you take your soap on a rope and go out there and get it? So they let David walk out onto the battlefield. And David, he has this very intense focus. He's twirling his soap on a rope, trying to be intimidating. And out walks Goliath, packing a big frickin' sword. I mean, he's like Arnold in the 70s. I mean, the guy was just huge. They actually recorded it wrong in the Bible. So David says, behold, I go forth in the name of all that is holy and sudsy, with the power of soap, and I will cleanse the earth of Goliath's filth, and rid our land of the Philistines. Pretty intense words for a teenager. I mean, he was taking some serious English lit classes. He's twirling his rope. Just trying to be a madman. And Goliath, he scoffs at him and says, what am I, some little sheep that you come at me with soap? Yeah, buddy. And the soap just launched off the rope. Bam! Cracked Goliath right in the head. And it dripped down into his eye. And he got soap in his eye. And Goliath was freaking out. Yeah, apparently he hadn't mixed the lye with the animal fat properly. He had like lye, just like right in the eye. Very intense pain. Goliath is like freaking out. And he trips and falls. Cracks his head on a rock. Now he's really upset. You know, dented his favorite helmet. David grabs the sword out of Goliath's hand and slice! Soap on a rope. Very handy in a pinch, also handy in the shower.
Brought to you by Own Productions. Visit us online at www.onewhiteninja.com.
Myrrh. Also useful for embalming. Ugh, got some itchy going on up here. Ow! Ow! Ugh, it's soap in the eye! Medic!